In this video, you're going to learn how to unlock a new you and learn how you can rewire your brain. Have you ever felt stuck in a loop, repeating the same day over and over? Or perhaps you found yourself battling against old habits and thoughts that seem to hold you back from your dreams? Well, you're not alone. It's a common struggle, but here's the good news. Change is possible, and it all starts in the mind. We're going to do a deep dive into the fascinating world of brain plasticity. It's a simple idea that your brain is capable of changing throughout your life. Each experience, each new thing you learn, reshapes your brain, creating pathways that define who you are and how you act. But what if I told you that you can reshape those pathways deliberately, that you can influence your thoughts and emotions to not only react differently to the world around you, but also to proactively shape your reality? I've dedicated months to deeply exploring neuroscience and psychology to make sure I had only the most up-to-date and accurate information, and I'm thrilled to share some powerful strategies that I found with you. Strategies that are not only based on cutting-edge science, but are also rooted in time-tested, long-standing practices, actionable and tailored to fit right into your everyday life. These methods will empower you to break free from negative cycles and pave new paths towards a more fulfilling future. We'll talk about how to recognize the patterns that are holding you back, how to disrupt them, and most importantly, how to replace them with habits that will help you build the new you. It's not just about thinking differently, it's about living differently. If you're ready to transform your life and discover practical techniques that can help you manage stress, break bad habits, and enhance your overall happiness, you're in the right place. Let's start by exploring an amazing but underrated feature of our brains known as brain plasticity. It might sound complex, but it's just the brain's ability to adapt and change throughout your life. This adaptability is something we can harness to fundamentally improve how we think, feel, and act. You see, every new experience, every bit of knowledge you acquire, and every emotion you feel can alter the structure of your brain. This isn't just a metaphor. It's a physical change that occurs, involving the strengthening of some neural connections and the weakening of others. Brain plasticity is strongest when you're young, but that doesn't mean it can't happen even when you're older. Consider what happens when you learn to play a musical instrument. Initially, the required movements and concepts are challenging, but with practice, they become almost second nature. This is brain plasticity in action. Your brain is literally building and strengthening pathways to make those skills easier to access. But it's not just about learning new skills. Brain plasticity also plays a role in how we can overcome ingrained habits and even transform our emotional responses. Every action you take can contribute to rewiring your brain to respond differently to the world around you. This ability of our brains to change is more than just an interesting scientific fact. It's a tool that any one of us can use. A tool that you can use to shape your life. Whether you're trying to break a bad habit, manage stress better, or achieve new goals, understanding and leveraging brain plasticity can help you make lasting changes. Now, how can we actively engage this incredible ability? It starts with awareness, being mindful of what we're doing, learning, and feeling. From there, it's about deliberately choosing activities that guide the brain towards growth and healing. For instance, engaging in activities that challenge your brain, like solving puzzles, learning a new language, or even changing up your daily routine, can stimulate plasticity. These activities encourage your neurons to forge new connections, making your brain more flexible and capable of adapting to new challenges. Remember, your brain is not hardwired to function in fixed ways. It is continuously evolving throughout our entire lives. By embracing this potential for change, you can steer your life in exciting new directions for the better. Let's keep this foundational concept of brain plasticity in mind as we explore the upcoming specific techniques you'll learn to rewire your brain. Now that we've touched on how our brains can evolve and adapt, let's explore some common mental traps that often hold us back. These aren't just small hurdles, they can significantly impact how we live our lives. I'll help you identify these traps and show you ways to overcome them. First up is rumination, a trap where you find yourself caught up in a loop of old thoughts or past mistakes. It's like having a song stuck on repeat, but instead of music, it's your thoughts replaying over and over, often bringing anxiety and doubt. Next, we encounter fear. It's a powerful emotion that can stop us in our tracks, preventing us from taking actions that lead to growth or success. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown can paralyze us, keeping us from moving forward. And let's not forget about procrastination, the art of delaying what we know needs to be done. Procrastination isn't just about being lazy. It's often rooted in anxiety, fear, or a lack of motivation. It's a trap that convinces us to put off for tomorrow what we can and should start today. Recognizing these patterns in ourselves is the first step toward change. For instance, when you catch yourself ruminating, consciously shift your focus to something positive or current. It's about training your brain to take a different path, to combat fear, Practice facing it in small doses. Start with small challenges that you can overcome and gradually work your way up. This builds confidence and reduces the power fear has over your decisions. As for procrastination, try breaking tasks into smaller, manageable pieces. Celebrate each small victory. This builds momentum and makes it easier to keep going. Each time you choose to step out of these mental loops, whether by changing your focus, facing a small fear, or completing a part of a larger task, you're making a change at the neural level. You are quite literally rewiring your brain for a more positive and proactive approach to life. The journey towards a better you isn't about making monumental changes overnight. It's about incremental progress and consistency. By understanding and acting against these common mental traps, you can open up new pathways and possibilities in your life. Having understood the incredible potential of our brains to adapt and change, let's now turn our attention to some powerful techniques that can help us actively rewire our brains. These methods are not just theoretical, they're practical and can be integrated into your daily life to foster significant change. First up, we have meditation and mindfulness. These practices are far more than just relaxation techniques. They're about developing a profound awareness of the present moment and gaining control over our automatic thought processes. For example, a simple but effective mindfulness exercise involves focusing on your breath. As you sit quietly, observe your breath flowing in and out. When your mind wanders, gently bring your focus back to your breathing. This practice might seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Each time you bring your attention back to your breath, you strengthen your brain's ability to focus and resist distractions. Next, let's explore cognitive restructuring, a core technique used in cognitive behavioral therapy. This approach involves identifying and challenging your harmful thought patterns and replacing them with more constructive and realistic ones. Imagine you often think, I'm not skilled enough to advance in my career. Cognitive restructuring would have you first identify this negative thought, then challenge its accuracy, and finally replace it with a more supportive belief, like, I am continually growing and learning in my career. This technique isn't just about positive thinking. It's about creating new positive neural pathways that support your growth and development. Lastly, we'll look at habit reformation strategies. Changing habits involves understanding the triggers, known as cues, that start the habit, the routine you perform, and the reward you get from the habit. By altering any part of this loop, you can forge new, healthier habits. For instance, if stress leads you to snack on junk food, a routine you may have, which is then triggered by work pressure, the cue. Change the routine by taking a brisk walk instead. The new reward could be the feeling of refreshment and decreased stress, reinforcing the new pathway. These techniques, meditation, cognitive restructuring, and habit reformation, are practical tools you can use to start taking control of your brain's wiring today. Each step you take is not just a change in routine, it's an investment in rewiring your brain, which shapes the future of how you think, feel, and act. If you're finding these strategies helpful, take a moment to hit the like button. It really helps support the channel. With a good grasp on techniques to rewire our brains, the next crucial step is bringing these changes into our everyday lives. Integrating new habits effectively and sustainably can transform good intentions into lasting behavioral change. Now you'll learn how you can make these adjustments to be part of your regular routine. Integrating new habits starts with intention and clarity. Begin with setting small, manageable goals. If meditation is your target, start with just 5 minutes each morning. Tie this new habit to something you already do habitually, like drinking your morning coffee. This method, known as habit stacking, links your new habit with an established one, making it easier to stick. Another tip is to shape your environment to support your new habits. Want to start jogging each morning? Lay out your running gear the night before. By reducing barriers to your new habits, you're setting yourself up for success. Keeping your motivation high is crucial, especially after the initial excitement fades. One effective strategy is to maintain a progress journal. Documenting your journey not only helps in keeping track of your achievements, no matter how small, but also provides a substantial motivational boost. Don't underestimate the power of celebrating small wins either. Reward yourself for meeting milestones. This could be a treat, a movie night, or anything that feels rewarding. These positive reinforcements make your new habits enjoyable and worth continuing. Inspiration can also come from imagining your success. Imagine a story involving future you, who replaced the nightly social media scrolling with reading. Within a few months, not only did you finish several books, but you also enjoyed better sleep and felt more relaxed. Or another future you, who introduced morning walks to your routine as a way to manage stress. Not only did your stress levels decrease, but productivity at work also improved, leading to a well-deserved promotion. These stories aren't just uplifting, they're there to remind you that change is possible. Every small step you take, is part of a larger journey toward a happier, healthier, and better you. As we venture deeper into the journey of rewiring our brains and transforming our lives, it's natural to encounter challenges and setbacks. It's a part of the process, but how we respond to these challenges can define our path forward. Now, we'll discuss some common obstacles and how you can overcome them effectively. One of the most common challenges is finding the time to practice new habits. We all have busy lives, and it can sometimes feel overwhelming to add something new to our schedule. Another hurdle many of us face is a loss of motivation, especially when progress isn't immediately visible, and sometimes we just feel stuck, unsure of how to move past a particularly tough phase. Overcoming these challenges begins with a commitment to your goals and a bit of creative planning. If time is tight, look for ways to integrate new practices into your existing routines. For example, if you want to practice mindfulness, you could try doing so while you're having your morning coffee or even during your commute. When you feel the motivation starting to fade, it's crucial to remind yourself why you started this journey. Keep a visual reminder, like a vision board or a list of your goals, in a place where you'll see it every day. Seeing your why can reignite your passion and push you forward. After a few weeks, you won't even need motivation, and it'll just be part of your routine. And if you're feeling stuck, don't hesitate to seek out new information or support. Sometimes a fresh perspective or talking through your challenges with others can provide just the breakthrough you need. What challenges have you faced while trying to make changes in your life? How did you address them? Or are there current obstacles you're struggling with? If you'd like, share your experiences in the comments below. This isn't just about sharing difficulties. It's about building a community of support where we can all learn from and empower each other. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow and become stronger. You're not alone in this journey. We're all navigating these changes together. Let's support one another and move forward, stronger and more connected than ever. The journey to self-improvement is ongoing. The steps we've discussed today are part of a continuous process of personal development. Every small effort you make is shaping your brain, building a better, stronger version of you. Start small, stay consistent, and build from there. Every day is an opportunity to grow and refine who you are. If you found today's insights valuable, you won't want to miss my next video, where I'll show you a surprisingly simple way to outpace and get ahead of 99% of people. Plus, you'll be able to put many of the concepts we covered today into action in the next video.